When the chance finally came for me to leave my small town and work abroad, I didn't think twice. I packed what little I had and said goodbye to the life I knew. My father had died when I was young, and my mother, just a small shop clerk, did everything she could to keep us afloat. We lived in a quiet, hidden town in the east. People were poor, but we shared what we had. Despite everything, we were happy. So when word spread that a wealthy woman in the city was looking for a young maid to help around her mansion, I saw it as a blessing. I begged one of the local agents to recommend me, and by some miracle, I was chosen. I didn't know then what kind of place I was walking into. The journey to the city was long and rough. By the time I landed, my body ached all over. A tall, quiet driver met me at the airport. He said nothing during the ride, just drove through winding roads until we reached a towering iron gate. Beyond it stood a mansion so large, it made me feel like an insect. The air around it was still, too still. No birds, no sound. Just wind brushing through the trees and the faint echo of my heartbeat. When the lady finally appeared, she descended a long marble staircase like she was floating. She wore a black and red silk robe that shimmered in the dim light. Jewels dripped from her neck, wrists, even her ankles. But what I noticed most were her eyes. They were empty, cold, like glass. Her voice was soft, but carried a weight that made me shiver. She smiled slightly and said, "Welcome. You'll cook, clean, and take care of the house. But there is one rule. You must never enter my private room unless I call for you. The day you do, you'll see what cannot be unseen." She turned and walked away, her robe trailing behind her like spilled blood. That first night, I was unpacking when I heard it, a heavy splash, like someone falling into a tub above me. Then came the faint cry of a baby and whispers. Chants, almost like prayers, but the words didn't sound human. I tried to convince myself it was nothing. Maybe she was praying in her own way, but then a strange smell drifted through the air. Bitter, thick, metallic. It clung to my tongue, and I had to cover my nose to stop myself from gagging. At around 2 a.m., I got up to get water. As I passed her room, the sounds returned: splashes, whispers, low moans. The floor beneath me was slick. I bent down and touched it. It was red, warm, sticky, blood. I froze. My heart pounded so hard it hurt. I stumbled back to my room and didn't sleep a wink that night. The next morning, the spot was spotless. Not a single trace except faint, red stains along the cracks in the marble. I stared at them, trembling. And then, from above, came the splashing again. Night after night, the mansion came alive at midnight. The woman, my boss, would lock herself in her room as the chanting began. By day, she was calm, graceful, eerily composed. But by night, something else took over. One Saturday, the noises grew louder, angrier. There were voices now, many of them, chanting faster and faster. The air felt heavy, like the house itself was holding its breath. I couldn't resist anymore. I crept to her door. It wasn't locked. I pushed it open, just an inch, and what I saw will never leave me. She was inside a massive bathtub filled with dark red liquid. Floating in it were things I couldn't comprehend: limbs, hair, pieces of flesh. She was completely naked, her skin pale as wax, her eyes rolled back as she chanted words I didn't understand. Above her, dark shapes, shadows, circled the ceiling, whispering. There was a coffin in the corner, and above it hung a severed head, dripping blood into the open box below. I slapped a hand over my mouth to keep from screaming. My whole body trembled. And then, she stopped. Her head turned slowly, unnaturally, until her lifeless eyes met mine. I slammed the door shut and ran. I didn't stop until I reached my room, where I locked myself in and prayed for the sun to rise. All night, I could still smell it. The blood, the rot, the death. The warning. Morning came, but the fear didn't fade. She called me to the dining table. I walked in, my knees weak. She sat there calmly, sipping tea, wearing that same silk robe. She smiled. "Next time," she said softly, "you stick your nose in my business." She set her cup down, eyes locking onto mine. I'll cut it off and eat it." Then she smiled wider, turned, and walked into the kitchen, her red robe trailing behind her like a river of blood.
Well, that'll be it for today, guys. I'll be posting the part 2 of this episode tomorrow, same time, so be sure to turn on notifications. Let me know what you think in the comments about all this. I'm always excited to read them, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos just like this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.